You guys are, this is cool, you guys are very nice. I'm not used to this because I'm from Philly. Yeah! In the house, make some noise. You know the guy booing? That isn't even a guy booing Philly. That's a guy who's from Philly and he just boos because it's his nature. That's what we do in Philadelphia. We're miserable, man. It's because of the sports teams. Like the Phillies are closing in 10,000 losses. That's like 2,000 more than any other team in any sport on the world. It's ridiculous. You know, like I'm sticking with them though. I'm sticking with them because I love the Phillies. I'm a diehard Phillies fan. I don't like the Philly fanatic. I said it. I'm taking a controversial stand here, people. I don't like the Philly fanatic. You know why? Because I don't buy his gimmick. Because his gimmick is supposed to be, he's a diehard Phillies fan. And he is way too enthusiastic and optimistic to be a diehard Phillies fan. You ever meet a real diehard Phillies fan? 3 pitches into the game, they're like, oh my God! I hate this team! What are you guys doing? Philly fanatic doesn't care, man. 9th inning, they're down 7 runs. He's on top of the dugout, clapping it up, trying to jinx the other pitcher. I don't buy it. He's going to snap one of these days. I can see it. In the middle of like a big losing streak, he's going to go nuts. Use that big hot dog gun to take the third base coach hostage. You know what I'm talking about. Just throw him on the back of that ATV, drive out, hold himself up in the bullpen with the bullpen phone making ransom demands. I want the San Diego chicken to admit that he sucks. Or I'm spilling relish and brain matter all over the bullpen walls. You have 4 innings to comply. Looks like there's a lot of couples out here. That's very cool. One half of that couple was very enthused to be a part of that couple. The other person, not so much. I don't have much luck with the ladies, guys. I know that's hard to believe, but it's true. My last girlfriend, I got sick of her after 1 date. Anybody ever been through that? Just like 1 date. It was awful. I mean, the first date was nice. I took her out to a fancy restaurant. We just sat there and we talked. It was beautiful. And then she called me on the phone. I was like, what do you want to do for the second date? She said, and I quote, let's go mountain climbing. I was like, do you remember me from the first date? I can barely climb a flight of stairs. She kept it up. She was like, let's go skydiving. Let's go bungee jumping. I was like, let's go to Fuddruckers like we did last time. Have a chicken cheesesteak and shut up. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Some of you guys seem hesitant to laugh like I made a fat joke. Don't. Laugh it up. It doesn't bother me. I think it's funny to make fun of fat people. If you guys want a little nice way to do it in your head, here's just like a little subtle thing. If you're ever like going to a building or whatever and there's a door and there's a fat person like more than 10 feet behind you, hold the door. We hate that. Because now we feel obligated to jog. And it is not going to happen. I will make up any excuse. I'll be walking by like, don't hold that door. I'm tying my shoes. I'll open it when I get there. That way I can work my pecs and my lats and my quads. My trainer calls that a full body workout. Let go of the door. I had to buy a used car recently. Anybody here used car purchase recently? Great, 1,000 people sitting, staring, judging. That's nice. That's nice. A little internal monologue. Everybody's like, we all drive Lexuses. I drive a BMW during the week and a Hummer on the weekends. I had to buy a used car. That's awful. Just an awful experience. It's not like buying a new car or a certified pre-owned. That's a great deal, right? You go, there's a big selection. There's a helpful gentleman, helps you pick out the car you want. You go into the building, you go into his office, you sit at his desk. Maybe you have a mint. He has mints on his desk. Hammer out the contract, you're driving home in a new car. It's beautiful. It's not like that at a used car dealership, guys. You don't get a mint off of his desk because he doesn't have a desk. There's no desk in his office because he doesn't have an office. There's no office in the building because there's no building to put it in. You go to a used car dealership, some shady looking bastard jumps out of a porta potty. What's up, bro? You want a car? Dude, I'll get you a car. Just give me 4 hours. That's awful. You guys seem like a positive crowd. That's cool. I'm a very positive person. I got that from my mom. My mom was always really positive. And she told me her secret when I was like 3 years old. She's like, you know, whenever I get sad, I just think of that song from The Sound of Music. You guys know that song from The Sound of Music? Sing it. It's the most ridiculous song. Julie Andrews in The Sound of Music sings about her favorite things. And they're just like the most random, arbitrary thing. Like, they're clearly only her favorite things because they rhyme, you know? She's like, I like kittens and mittens and wings and strings. Mittens? Really? That's one of your favorite things in the whole world? Mittens? You're easily impressed. She goes on to say, when the dog bites, when the bee stings, when you're feeling sad, just simply remember your favorite things and then you won't feel so bad. Which is just fantastic advice. Except evidently Miss Andrews has never actually been bitten by a dog. I have, okay? And it hurts. You can think about kittens and mittens and wings and strings all you want. It's not gonna help. I don't care. You're never gonna see a guy getting bitten by the dog. The dog just latches onto his leg. He's like, ah, ah, ah! Mittens, mittens. They keep my hands warm in the winter. This isn't so bad. Nice doggy. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, even when you're just feeling sad, guys. When you're feeling sad. Think that would have worked for, like, Kurt Cobain? He was feeling sad, right? I just wonder if it would have ever gotten to that point with him where he was like, you know what, man, the world is ridiculous. I can't take this anymore. I'm out of here. Oh, wait, string. Duh. I completely forgot. I love string. Everything about it. Silly string. String cheese is delicious. My guitar has strings. I'm completely overreacting. Being a comedian is the best job on earth, guys. Like, I love it. Like, for a while, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. For a while, I thought I wanted to be a cop. Do we have any cops in here? Police? Nobody ever admits that. Ever. I thought I wanted to be a cop, but it's tough because I realized I would have to decide what kind of cop I want to be. Because, like, I'm split down the middle. Like, part of me says, you want to be that unstoppable rebel cop. Like Bruce Willis in Die Hard, you know what I mean? Like, you just do whatever you want, and you'll catch the bad guy, but if things have to blow up in the process and people have to die in the process, people are going to die and things are going to blow up. Because that's how you roll, you know? And the chief's always calling you into his office. He's always upset. Like, Barker, where do you get off going undercover without authorization and crashing a police cruiser into an elementary school? That's when I'd be like, hey, I make my own rules. That would be my catchphrase. I make my own rules. But then another part of me says, you know what, dude, that's a lot of work. You gotta come up with a catchphrase, you gotta crash the police cruiser, you gotta catch the bad guy. Why don't you just be the fat cop who sits at Dunkin' Donuts all day? Which is also appealing. But guys, I've come to realize life is all about compromise. It's all about compromise. That's why if I was gonna be a cop, I would split it right down the middle. I would be the unstoppable rebel cop who sits at Dunkin' Donuts all night. Just go in smoking a cigarette, you're not allowed to do that, but I don't care because I'm a rebel. Just go up to the guy like, yeah, I want a donut. And on top of that donut, I want half chocolate frosting and half vanilla frosting. And inside that donut, I want half Boston cream and half jelly. And on top of that donut, I want sprinkles and gummy worms and Tic Tacs. Be like, I'm sorry, sir, we don't make a donut like that. I'd be like, well, you better just make it happen because I could have the FBI down here in 5 minutes, tear this place apart. Be like, I'm sorry, sir, it's against the rules. And that's when I'd be like, hey, I make my own rules. And then I pull out a grenade. I have grenades. I pull out a grenade, just launch a grenade into the kitchen. You know what I mean? Everything's blowing up behind me like in the movies. It looks all cool. I'm walking out. I look like really cool. Like I'm in super slow motion. Maybe I have sunglasses on. Everything's blowing up behind me. I look awesome. And then I realize that some skinny person's holding the door for me. I'm like, no, dude. That's my time, guys. You guys have been a lot of fun, man. Are you ready to keep the show rolling? This is the guy. This is the guy that you guys came to see. You can catch him on the NFL on Fox, and you can see him this September in his own show on TBS. Ladies and gentlemen, a big hand for Frank Caliendo.
There you go, drunk guy.